It's the most wonderful time of the year. There'll be Matt and I recording, and you'll tune in and be a good cheer. It's the most wonderful podcast of the year. Ba-da-da-da. And that concludes another episode of The Funny Business. Make sure you like and subscribe. Never mind, everybody. Hope everybody's all merry and bright. Matt, how are you today? How are things?
Andy Williams is like my favorite Christmas artist. So that really made my day.
Well, I'm happy to make your day, Matt.
Thank you. You always make my day. Just
really?
Seeing your bright, smiling face. No, things are good. No, a little crazy in the Summers household. You know, when isn't it?
The world of Matt.
Yeah, my life is a movie.
My life's a beach. I'm just playing in the sand, baby.
You know, that song has been coming up a lot on my shuffle, and I don't really know why.
Wait, really?
Yeah. Played it for April for the first time. So I was like, "Hey, you want to hear this song?" She was like, "What do you listen to?" I was like, "This song is experience. You have to listen to it once in a while."
You know, way back in the day, Matt, I used to I would take the time to download like unique songs and add them to my iPod. So like none of like actual recorded like Taylor Swift. I'm more like Benny Hill theme song, like the actual introduction from the shit like the 1994 Chicago Bulls introduction, like including with the PA announcer, like all these random things. And I'm like, just somehow comes up that song comes up on occasion multiple times, and here it is. But it is what it is. So,
time.
Yeah, Matt. Seems like a podcast to drink today. What are you drinking, good sir?
Having some good apple cider, hot apple cider.
Whoa.
Yeah, really, I love a good hot apple cider. Once in a while, I'll put a little splash like caramel vodka in it. Today, didn't feel like it.
When in doubt, pinky out.
Oh, pinky's
Are you
stuck.
able to get your
Hold
pinky
on.
out?
Yeah, it's stuck.
When in doubt, pinky out.
No, absolutely.
I do have to give a shout out to my wonderful girlfriend, Jenna. Jenna got me a very nice 16-ounce koozie, or a more metallic or a more reinforced koozie. She saw that I was using I don't want to call it a plastic one, but was using a fabric one, and Jenna's like, I want to get you this one. And I'm like, I'm so excited. And it's a different color too, because usually I show blue. It's red, like Taylor Swift, but it's all good, man. So
Listen, it's a great time of year to get new Yetis, to get new coffee mugs.
Yeah.
Whatever you want to get, you know? It's a great time of year to get new stuff.
Yes. Great time. Matt, how's your Christmas shopping going? I know last time we checked in with a Funny Business podcast, you were kind of like struggling, but how we doing?
Still a little struggling. We're getting there slowly but surely. But yeah, we're just chugging along. I have tons of ideas. Have I actually just sat down and taken the time to actually do it? No. Will I get there? Absolutely. Something's just got to kick me in the ass. I think I'm really gonna start kicking in gear though, because I did watch my first Christmas movie. Have to report, it actually was not Elf. Correct. So the other day, April and I were just flipping around the TV. Home Alone was on, so we watched Home Alone.
Were you home alone?
We were not home alone. So, but it's a great movie. Great movie.
What did we watch? We watched this movie. So Jenna gave me birthday weekend celebration, all that good stuff in between. Jenna gave me the option to pick whatever I wanted to watch, and I thought to myself, I want to do like a Marvel theme, or I want to do like I was like thinking of like what could I do to just finally watch something that is not a rom-com or anything like that. We watched a Will Ferrell movie, and it's called Everything Must Go.
I've heard of it.
It's a 2010 film. You'd be very surprised. Will Ferrell is the lead character in it, and it's a very different character of Will. Like, it's not anything like Ricky Bobby, Ron Burgundy. I'm drawing a blank. Daryl? No. Brennan.
Brennan.
Yeah, I was like, what is his first name? It was very serious, but like, I think it just comes to show how good Will Ferrell is as an actor without him actually, shall I say, be funny or be, like a slapstick comedy type of deal. Like, legit was an awesome actor in this film. I don't know if it's won anything, but it just showed up on Netflix and we watched it.
It's pretty cool. No, he's an all around actor. He can do it all. That's why he's the best. We actually recently did watch Step Brothers. April watched it for the first time.
Wait, she watched it for the first time?
Yeah, it's a classic, man.
Oh, that's amazing.
I was sitting there, and actually, she was like, "Wait, that quote is from Step Brothers." I was like, "Yes, it is. It's a movie that everybody knows, whether you've seen it or not."
That's awesome. She got her first time experience watching the movies.
It was the best.
Yeah, Matt. Well, speaking of movies, let's jump into a few little topics for today. Matt, I did lead this on from last episode. I'm going to bring it home with start off. As we all know, Squid Games has become a very popular TV episodic series on Netflix. I believe it just became the most watched TV show on Netflix, toppling over, what was the one? I'm throwing these random numbers out, but it was like 111 million viewers that were watching it. So, in the wise and powerful environment that is the internet, we saw a lot of people recreate some of the games. They did red light, green light. But of course, there's got to be that one guy that just overachieves. MrBeast decided to create Squid Games on, quite frankly, a 1-to-1 scale video. He actually made the sets. He had all the people dressed up in the jumpsuits. There was no killing, and I'll get into that in a little bit. He basically recreated the entire thing frame by frame. Matt, did you get a chance to watch MrBeast's Squid Games?
I have not watched the original Squid Games or MrBeast's Squid Games, but I have heard it was interesting.
Yeah, it was very interesting. MrBeast right now, for those who don't know, who've been living under a rock, he has 76.4 million subscribers at the documentation of this article. He obviously has done some very crazy things. He said he spent, Matt, $3.5 million to reenact Squid Games.
He spends that much on every video. I don't understand where this money freaking comes from.
Investors, sponsorships, something we need to get into.
Correct.
He also had $456,000 as a cash prize. So I think that equated into the 456 billion won, which was the prize pool for the actual Squid Games itself within the TV show. But they played red light, green light, marbles, tug of war, dalgna, which is obviously the game where they take, it's like sugar and water, and they have to cut out a shape. They did everything. And Matt, you may ask, let's try to see but because you haven't watched yet, how do you think they handled when somebody was eliminated?
In MrBeast's Squid Games?
Yes, in MrBeast's Squid Games.
Shot him with a paintball gun.
I've seen the Try Guys actually shoot people with a paintball gun for red light, green light. But that's not it. So players were rigged with a, quote, wireless explosive packed with fake blood that burst open when the player was eliminated. So let's say I was player 1, you're player 2. Player 2, you're eliminated. They literally had an app where they pressed the button and it eliminated player 2. Like, it wirelessly exploded, causing that to happen.
That's pretty unique, because that kind of gets to like a realistic, like, oh, like they got shot kind of thing.
Yep.
I like that. That's a MrBeast kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. I liked how close he tried reenacting it. I actually haven't checked to see how many views this video has at the time of this recording, which is December 7th. Hate to be at the point. Matt, take a wild guess how many views this video has for MrBeast.
Oh, when did it come out?
This came out. When did it come out? Can I see it full screen? November 24th, 2021.
I'm going to say 450 million views.
You're a little high.
200 million views.
155,371,259 views.
Damn, that's crazy. I feel like is that good for MrBeast video? Is that high? Is that low?
So for those who don't know MrBeast, his most popular uploads have been around 150 million.
Okay.
So his best one is I spent 50 hours in solitary confinement. And then, of course, Squid Games. I spent 50 hours buried alive. I put 100 million Orbeez in my friend's backyard. Anything you fit in the circle, I'll pay for. And press this button to win $100,000.
Oh, I'd like to press that button right now.
I think it was a... Oh, wait. No. It legitimately was pressing a button to win $100,000. You know, Matt, I got a chance to watch some of the CGI that was actually introduced. There was CGI actually brought into the mix with this to add some realistic standpoints. Yes, they did make very close reenactments of Squid Games, but they obviously weren't going to make in Tug of War. They weren't going to make the towers that you go all the way up. They did a lot of cool CGI, which I highly recommend. Just type in MrBeast Squid Games CGI in the YouTube search, and you'll be able to find the video. I completely forgot the name of the person, and I do apologize for that, because usually I'm very good with actually giving credit to those who actually do that type of stuff. But Matt, the thing that everyone has been talking about, this video actually was released just a day after a smuggler sold copies of Squid Game in North Korea. This man who was selling copies of Squid Games was actually sentenced to death by a firing squad.
Yeah, that doesn't really quite surprise me coming from good old North Korea. Yeah, I didn't know that was gonna come.
Well, it's being straight, aren't we, Matt?
Well, yeah, it's North Korea. I like it. What do you expect? They were gonna give him a slap on the wrist?
Yeah. So it's surprising to me how this took 10 years. So the big discussion was, okay, the actual Squid Games TV show took 10 years to make. And people don't realize it probably took filming-wise less than 10 years, but for it to actually be in the thought process to be finished as a full script and then being able to be produced, that is, that's 10 years. But I forget when Jimmy or MrBeast, first name basis, started.
Right. No big deal.
I'm not on the first name basis, but Jimmy, if you're listening, I'm Mike. I have a lot of $1,000 in debt. If you're just willing to just, and Matt is too. Matt's my best friend.
Come on the podcast.
Matt's my best friend. Even though Matt wouldn't give some of his money if he won a decent amount to me.
It's relevant.
Just keep that in Matt. But yeah, so got into a whole just went there. Just went there as far as that thing you said about me, Matt. Just I'm not salty. I'm not upset.
A wise man once said, "You'll get over it."
A Chinese proverb once said, so anyway, Anchorman 2. The fact that it took 10 years for the actual Squid Games TV show to be made. And then Jimmy, I believe it took, I think, less than a month, if I'm correct. I'll say about a month. It got more views than the actual Squid Games TV show. And that was, in a sense, that was only 25 minutes, where like the actual Squid Games TV show was more than an hour. Obviously, like, probably 10 episodes, probably 10 hours total for that.
Right. I think there's a few factors. One, people know MrBeast, so they're more open to seeing his videos. And, Squid Games was so popular that when he wanted to recreate it, most people already knew what Squid Games was and wanted to see what his take on it was. I think the other thing is too, like on Netflix, people see Squid Games, are like, oh, like what's that? Like, I'm not really going to watch that if they have no idea what it is. Whether they do know MrBeast and they hear the Squid Games things, and those people that watch every single video he makes in the first 10 minutes it comes out. I think the other factor could be that, you know, the Squid Games, the actual Squid Games, they probably took a lot of time to research, you know, the people that were going to be participating in it.
Right.
Where MrBeast just had people being like left and right, let me be in it, let me be in it, let me be in it. So he could probably pick whoever he wanted in the half an hour. He probably had his cast filled out. I think that probably helps too. But at the end of the day, it's MrBeast. He can pretty much just do whatever he wants. And no one's going to really tell him no. Very scary. In a good and a bad way. Like, he makes good content. He's good for the, you know, gives out a lot of money. But it's a little scary because he literally can do whatever the hell he wants.
Yep. What was I going to mention? I mean, even just the sets. Like, I was so impressed with the sets and how they were. But yeah, you're right. Like, he does do a lot of good. I think we should state that. Like, this is not a person that, you know, is doing evil. Like, he's doing good. He has his own philanthropy site. You know, I saw a couple videos that he was delivering Thanksgiving dinners to about 100,000 people. I think overall it's just super cool that he has that opportunity, but he has that opportunity to have the creative side, hence Squid Games. So if you haven't found out already, you could search MrBeast Squid Games, and it will probably show up as the first YouTube video because that's just how search engine optimized it is on the YouTube channel. So feel free to do that. If you haven't watched Squid Games yet, watch Squid Games. Well, you know, I think what?
You already spoiled it, so.
Okay. I technically didn't because I didn't actually go into the character development.
Correct.
I didn't say who won. I didn't say who died.
I don't know. I didn't watch it.
Let me tell you about this because this has been an ongoing shit show since it first began. So, April, I hope you're listening because you're not a good girlfriend if you don't listen to this podcast.
Whoa.
I'm calling you out.
Whoa.
The fact that it became so viral and so memeified, let's put it that way. Like, people were actually parody. So many parodies were happening on TikTok, already on YouTube. You already knew the games that were going to occur before you were even able to watch the rest of the episodes. Like, I was on like episode 4 and I already saw a game that was supposed to be in like episode 6 on TikTok already. Like, that's how quickly it started becoming very popular in our content, in our feeds, and our visuals.
I did not mean to trigger you. Counterpoint, I have not watched Squid Games. The only 2 things I know about the show, 3 things I know about the show, is that you die if you lose, red light, green light, and the cookie thing. That's all I know.
Sounds about like life, doesn't it? If you go when it's red light, you die.
Yeah, right.
If you eat cookies, you don't die just then, but like if you eat a lot,
you get fat and die because of diabetes.
And then if you lose, you die. It's like life. Like
yeah, that's pretty fair.
So I didn't spoil it too much.
Again, I don't even remember what you said at this point. It's just fun to bring it up.
Yeah, I really don't remember what I said.
No, I have no idea. I have no idea.
Hopefully some of our Funny Business fans will be able to bring up, Mike said this. And it's like, okay, whatever.
Right.
Fine.
Tweet us in our replies or tweet at us and just clip the video.
Clip it.
Let us know. Yeah, just clip it.
Clip it, chat.
just make the video.
Well, Matt, moving on to a, shall I say, a unique story. Matt, we talked a lot about dying just recently, just a few seconds ago. Let's just say a woman was very upset with her ex-husband and wanted to take him out. And no, not like, not to dinner.
No,
not to dinner.
Not to dinner.
Like, kill him.
Oh.
I'm so happy that I'm sorry. I showed Matt the interview when he was staying over recording the one night, and that was part of a line from the interview. Like, to dinner.
Great movie.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
So, woman wanted to kill his ex-husband. So, you know, woman was like, well, how do I do this in the most, let's say, confidential way?
Mm-hmm. You gotta be smart about it.
You gotta be smart about it. So you go to the internet.
Right.
You know, this woman who is from Michigan clicked on rentahitman.com.
Oh God.
to try to find an assassin.
What? That's a
In-
real website?
In July, it gets better. In July 2020, she filled out a quote service request form to get a consultation according to the police reports. Matt, wait, hang on. Jeez. So how she got caught? Matt, this website's fake. First of all,
I would hope so.
it actually is. It serves as a trap for people intent on finding a killer. So it's
Right.
literally like you don't pop, you don't touch, you don't click on those ads that come up on certain websites. You don't
Right.
click on certain pop-ups.
If I saw a website rentahitman.com, my first thought would be, oh, that's a fake website for people trying to rent a hitman.
So the way that the police did it was there was a meeting, offered the $5,000 to murder the ex-husband. And of course, a Michigan State police spokesman was like, I can't believe someone would think that a website like this exists.
Right. How stupid could you be?
I've been so tempted to look up rentahitman.com, but I don't want my IP address to go anywhere that shouldn't.
No.
But I want to so bad. I want to see what the
Never.
website looks like.
No. If there's a listener out there that loves us, let us know how it is.
Screenshot.
Right.
Screenshots or it didn't happen.
Yeah, you really do have to be so gullible to believe that's a real website. Like, honest to God, you could probably find a hitman on Craigslist. Like, a legit hitman. There's probably a list out there on Craigslist. How much do you really have to hate your ex-husband to kill him?
And even that, why do you have to hire a hitman when you already despise him that much that you already want him dead? I'm just putting it in context here.
Yeah, that's a good point too. Unless you're just not clever enough to find a way to kill him by yourself. Maybe you don't feel comfortable killing a person, which I don't know why you'd be comfortable with hiring someone to kill someone for you. It's basically the same thing. But what could he have done?
What
could the ex-husband have done that he deserves to die?
I don't know, man.
Like
Weird.
yeah, they do. Like I guess I could understand like not wanting to be married to him anymore. But like no one deserves to die unless you're a rapist or a murderer.
Which also, this woman's name is Wendy, by the way, Wendy Ween. She's 52. What also is crazy? Wait, where was my? I'm starting to lose my train of thought. The fact that she, to the point, wants her ex-husband murdered.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I hate to be this person, but why? Like, there's probably, okay, this was my train of thought. There was probably, by this story itself, was the reason why the ex-husband said no more.
Yeah, you know what? That's a great point too. Maybe he didn't do anything.
No.
Maybe she lost it a little bit. Who knows?
So Wendy is obviously pleaded guilty to charges of solicitation of murder and using a computer to commit a crime on November 12th. Currently, she's being held on a $500,000 bond, and she faces a possible life sentence. Wow.
Like, oh. Damn.
Now, Matt, you'd probably think to yourself, maybe this is like a one-off hit website that, you know, sometimes people scroll around just fine and be like, oh, this sounds interesting. The website owner, Bob Ines, obviously reports the requests to the authorities. Bob has prevented more than 140 murders.
What?
Yeah, 140 murders. Prevented.
So there's 140 idiots out there trying to hire a hitman on rentahitman.com.
Yep. I should say. There was, because obviously after the fact he got arrested.
Right. Our society is so stupid.
What do you think would be something that'd be really stupid that you try to find on the internet?
That's like legal or no?
Illegal, legal.
Like I personally would want to try?
No. It's just
okay.
random. Wrong answers only.
I think a hitman is up there. Um, prostitute
Yeah.
is up there. Just for anyone who doesn't know, prostitution is illegal.
Oxygen.
Yeah,
Where to find oxygen?
right. That's or like where can I buy fire? That'd be a tough one. I don't know if I want to say that one.
Okay.
Okay, I'm just gonna say it, and you can decide if you want to bleep it.
Okay.
Where's the?
Oh.
I think that'd be a great one. I don't. Yeah.
I think I could get to the point before you actually say the last word in that sentence. So.
Okay. Yeah. That's a tough one to Google.
We'll save a conversation for after the show because.
Okay. Yep.
Never mind.
No, please.
Nope.
Go ahead.
Nope.
No. Are you sure?
Nope.
Really?
Do you remember that's what you wanted to have your graduation cap?
Wait, yeah. What did I want to have it be?
Like something like 4 years of college.
Oh,
Still can't find the.
Yeah. Oh man, I should have done that. Oh man, I would have been kicked out of my house.
Yeah.
Oh, I would have been disowned. Too good. I forgot about that.
I think our viewers and listeners are very well hip in knowing what that sentence is. So.
Correct.
That's actually a funny one, Matt. Oh man. Yeah. This woman, Wendy. I'm sorry, but this is just dumb. I'm sorry.
I'm just not a fan of the name Wendy. Also, I'd like to throw it out there.
I have a coworker named Wendy. She's the sweetest thing.
I have a love-hate relationship with something named Wendy.
Can we be civil here and be very mature?
Yeah, no, it's
like
I'm just gonna leave it at that.
Like,
well,
the fast food.
No, I love Wendy's.
Okay.
Wendy's is good.
Wendy's.
Yeah. There's a Wendy out there that when I see her, it's just people's elbow.
Oh yeah, I just want to beat somebody up. We're going completely off the rails.
It's just at that point of the podcast where we do just go off the rails.
Yep.
Hey, at least we hit your topics this week.
Yay!
It is. Clap it up.
Let us know if you enjoyed that or if you just enjoyed Matt and I's complete, just absolute bullshit rambling. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, it's Matt's turn. Let's say you start a podcast or you're running your own side hustle and have a bunch of links that you want your audience to know about. As a podcast, Matt and I have all of our social media, all of our podcast links, and other important things. Make it easier for your followers to find your important links, social media, and latest content by having it all in one page with solo.to. I'll be honest, I have used similar websites like this, but nothing compares to solo.to. All of your links are clean and easy to navigate. Have an upcoming video? It's really easy to make those changes. Plus, solo.to has opportunities to upgrade to include more customization, advanced analytics, and so much more. Solo.to is giving us a special opportunity for you to get 10% off if you create an account and upgrade. Be sure to go to solo.to/funnybusiness to create your account today. Solo.to, it's the way to go. Do you think, Matt, people are tired of hearing our Anchor ad?
Yeah, probably. But let's be honest, if it wasn't for Anchor, we would not be doing a podcast.
You're right, Matt. Once again, we have to thank Anchor for helping us continue to make each episode. Y'all know how it works. Anchor is free. It's easy to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer, and distributes your podcast to platforms like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and more.
And you all know that you can make money too, even with the first couple episodes that you start with.
So why haven't you started your own podcast yet? Anchor is everything you need to make a podcast in one place. Download the free Anchor app today, or go to anchor.fm to get started. That's anchor.fm.
So, Mike, when do you think we'll stop talking about Anchor?
Oh, man, Matt. You know what? To be completely honest, I think we'll be talking about this for a long time.
Okay, let's slide in sports topics we have for you all today. I had to get a refill of my hot apple cider because you can't go wrong with a hot apple cider and a good mug.
I'm on beer 6 right now. I'm really not.
I was going to say, what? That was a little concerning.
Someone is feeding me off camera, so that way it doesn't look like it's...
Right. Yeah. What, did you name your beer fridge that's feeding you?
No, I've actually never named my beer fridge.
All right, we'll start out with sports topics. We're going to name Mike's beer fridge right now.
We need to name it after an athlete because we're at sports.
Correct. Dennis Rodman.
Actually, let's go with it.
Dennis Rodman? Okay,
Dennis
there
Rodman.
it is. All right.
Like that. We should just probably call him Rodman. Like that's...
Or, what was his nickname? The Worm.
Yeah, The Worm.
It was The Worm. I think you just call him Rodman.
Rodman.
Yeah. Okay. That's genius. All right. So Mike's got Rodman with him. We're going to start off with some NFL. Great game this past weekend, coincidentally, involving the Ravens and the Steelers. Not that surprised because every game these two teams play is always pretty good. It was an ugly game. Offense was on both sides were very bad. Ben Roethlisberger is secretly telling people this is his final year. And I think we all can say it on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. No shit.
No shit.
Right. Like we all saw this coming. But the Steelers did win a close game, 20-19, I believe was the final score. The big topic of conversation, the Ravens scored a touchdown to come within 1 point with I think it was 12 seconds left. And Mike, instead of kicking the extra point to tie the game, they decided they were going to try and go for 2 to go for the win. It was an incomplete pass, a juggled pass. The guy bobbled it. If he would have caught it, probably would have been a 2-point conversion. He did not. So now everyone's freaking out that John Harbaugh decided to go for 2, didn't go for the extra point to go to overtime. I don't know if you have any thoughts on his decision.
I guess thoughts on the decision to go for 2. I guess that's specifically, the basis of this topic.
Right, because he could have easily kicked the extra point with probably the best kicker in NFL history and go for overtime.
I think going for 2 was always meant to be an element of surprise or a different change of pace in the game. The fact that usually, forgetting with the whole ninja conversation about, why can't an NFL kicker always kick a field goal and hit it the same upright? It's always that pace that, okay, well, the special teams are coming in, they're kicking the ball. To do that 2-point conversion, I always take it as a different change of pace. But if it's something that's going to win the game or tie the game, I don't know, man. If your cards are probabilities and your cards are playing right, I'd rather just tie the game and then go into overtime and hopefully have a full setback instead of, hoping for the last minute conversion of a 2-point, because you're losing. You're losing. So that's my thought.
I would tend to agree. I think it's a little different in this scenario. One, there's no guarantee you're winning the game in overtime, there's no guarantee you're in anything in sports.
Right.
But the other thing is the offenses on both sides were so bad. The Ravens couldn't do anything on offense, and the Steelers defense was playing really well. So do you take the chance of getting the ball in overtime and not doing anything and then losing? Or do you say, hey, all we have to do is get 2 yards. We take the lead, 12 seconds left, you win the game. John Harbaugh is a coach that likes to take risks. He goes for 2 quite often. And honestly, I think teams should go for 2 more often because in reality, it's 2 yards. And if you don't get it, you're out a point if you want to kick the extra point. You go for it early in games. I'm not saying late in games. You always go for 2. But if you score the first touchdown of the game, go for 2. Because if you get it, you're up 8-0. If you don't, you're still up 6-0. So it's not that big of a deal. I think going for 2 should be something that more coaches do. But in this scenario in general, the offense was stalling. They had one good drive at the end of the game. I take the risk. Like, you're still in first place in the division. You're still going to make the playoffs. So I don't see a huge issue with it. But, it also is one of those decisions where if you do it and it doesn't work out, you're going to get blamed for it. So I don't disagree with the backlash he's getting, but I think some people need to realize that, it maybe was the right thing to do.
Now, I hate to put you on the spot, Matt, but doesn't the XFL have different regulations as far as touchdowns, like what type of opportunities that they have for the quote extra point?
To be honest, I don't remember because they didn't have a season last year.
Yeah.
And, there's new ownership this year. I honestly totally forgot about the XFL, but I'm very excited for it to come back. But yeah, they have different rules, like kickoff rules and things like that. So they probably do have different options. Okay. I wouldn't be surprised. Moving on to one of the sadder moments in sports this week. We have lost a sports icon, sports world. You may remember from the Kentucky Derby, Medina Spirit was the winner of the Kentucky Derby this past year. Medina Spirit was doing a workout last week and passed away after the workout. So R.I.P. in peace, Medina Spirit. Mike, let's talk about the legacy of this horse. Won the Kentucky Derby with a huge steroid crisis scandal. How should people view Medina Spirit? I have one take that is very stupid that I will save for the end of my argument. But I don't know. Do we see this as like an all-time horse, or they put steroids in the horse? So can you really tell?
I'm gonna be really honest, and I hate being really blunt.
Go for it.
I don't remember any horses that have won the Kentucky Derby ever.
Secretariat.
What's that?
Secretariat. You never heard of the horse Secretariat?
No.
It's like one of the most famous. Have you never seen the movie Secretariat?
No.
Oh, you uncultured swine. Okay. I've never seen it either, but that's okay.
It's upsetting. I feel like Pete is going to side with me on this one. But
don't even.
The fact that it's a horse, it's an animal.
Correct.
I have come to, as a kid, I was raised that a horse is a pet and that a horse should not get that treatment that Medina Spirit had. And what I specifically mean is the steroids. Is it going to come to a conclusion where if Medina Spirit did not engage in any performance enhancing drugs, is Medina Spirit, would Medina Spirit still be alive if it wasn't for those drugs? I think that is a huge what if. The fact that the people, and I said this all the time, the people should have been more responsible than the own freaking horse. But there's no way to acknowledge that the horse won and not the people, because it's a horse. As it should be remembered, it should be remembered that it was something that participated in the Kentucky Derby, that the horse was not responsible for their performance-enhancing drugs. Although they did
completely disagree.
Did win. Oh, you disagree with me?
Yeah, this is my stupid argument. Yeah, okay. The horse did take the steroids. This is complete satire, and I don't. This is stupid.
You think Medina Spirit consent with a form with a hoof is like, yep, I got it. Give it to me.
We have no proof. Listen, if I inject LeBron James with steroids, did LeBron James still take the steroids? Yes, he did. If Medina Spirit did not want to take the steroids, he should have kicked the guy right in the face who injected him with the needle.
This is so stupid, Matt.
Exactly. I told you all this was stupid.
At times when we have our show, I think to myself, I'm probably going to get into a stupid argument with Matt, and that's okay, because at least I have some type of reasoning behind the stupid argument. Mm-hmm. It is a horse, and you
Correct.
Just don't even want to go any further to this.
Correct.
But
listen, you absolutely blame the owners.
Yes.
On a serious note, yes, blame the owners. Bob Baffert has been known for this. The owner of the horse, he injects his horse with steroids. They're 100% at fault. On the stupid funny side, the horse did take the steroids. That is a fact. That is a fact.
So how come we are accepting of Alex Rodriguez, Barry Bonds? These
Never
people
said
are-
I was accepting of them.
I know, but across the board, not that we are across the nation, but like, you know, a lot of people don't like A-Rod, a lot of people don't like Barry Bonds, but they did.
A lot of people don't like Medina Spirit. They probably lost a lot of money that night.
So
All I'm saying is, like,
It's not a
yes,
player.
correct. It is a horse. And
I'm on a horse.
The owners are at fault.
Yes.
However,
the horse
like,
took-
0.5% of the blame does go to Medina
Oh
Spirit.
my
0.5.
god.
And that's all I'm going to say
Please.
before I get arrested by PETA.
Yeah.
The final sports topic is actually a legit conversation to have, not did the horse actually take the steroids. Mike, a lot of college football coaches, college football season coming to an end. Congratulations to Alabama, Michigan, Georgia, and Cincinnati in making college football playoff. Cincinnati is the first non-Power 5 school to ever make the college football playoff, which is cool that it can actually happen. And I think Michigan is the first school that is with the color blue to ever make the college football playoff, which is weird. Usually it's always red teams. So congrats, that's cool. We get some new colors this year. Right. Snaps for Michigan. Snaps. But anyway, so a lot of college coaches leaving for other jobs. We saw Notre Dame coach Brian Kelly leave for LSU after they fired Coach O. Go Tigers. We saw Lincoln Riley shockingly leave Oklahoma to go to USC. And now all of these players who committed to a school because of coach, because they wanted to play for that coach, are now left with a new coach. And we see all these 5-star recruits recently that were committed to Oklahoma now going to USC just to follow Lincoln Riley. So we see players sometimes have to sit out years because of eligibility when they transfer schools. These coaches can do it in a week, and they're already recruiting for the new school. You're a college guy. Thoughts?
Yeah, I think it should be held to the same standard. The only scenario that could come up with it is between if somebody's being a high school coach and then goes to a college coach. But college to college, I think it should be same for the accountability of a player transferring to a different school. But I know there's been some rules that have been, I guess, manipulated. Not manipulated, but adjusted. You know, I get the hype. Like I remember them. Didn't they fly him in to the football field? I forget the Notre Dame coach who went to
LSU.
Didn't they fly him in a helicopter?
I think so, yeah.
Like,
Yep.
yeah, build the
crazy.
hype. Get him there. But don't let him coach until a year. Because if you're going to give the players the same punishment for transferring to a different school, you should probably do that for the coaches too. Because the coaches are responsible for the players, it should be fair.
I think the easiest solution is just let the players play right away the next year when they transfer. And the NCAA is getting better with that. There might even be a new rule for next year that they can just play right away. My big issue mostly is with Brian Kelly and Notre Dame. When he left Notre Dame, he left before this past weekend, before the championship games were played in the conferences. Notre Dame could have had a scenario where they made the college football playoff.
Mm-hmm.
And Brian Kelly just left before that. What would have happened? Well, we know what would have happened. Notre Dame could have played in the college football playoff and Brian Kelly would not have coached them because he was at LSU. What would have happened if Notre Dame won the national championship this year? Would Brian Kelly have gotten a ring? I think he would have because he coached them to 11-1. Like, how do you leave your team? I think he would have. I think you have to have. I think you have to.
But I feel like he shouldn't.
Oh, correct.
Like, that's
So, and even Lincoln Riley, like, they weren't going to make the playoffs, but it's in the middle of the season. You still have a bowl game. So, how do you even believe these coaches in recruiting when they're like, oh, come to me, I'm for you guys? And then in Brian Kelly's scenario, he's got a southern accent in 4 days, and he's just leaving his team before he even knows what bowl game they're in or if they make the playoffs. Like, how do you trust a coach like that?
They must have given him a lot of money in order for him to make that jump.
A shit ton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's that. Then that's you follow the money, follow the money, follow the money. That's probably the only reason why he said, you know what? Yeah, sounds good. I'll see you. I'll see you later.
And on the flip side, if you're the recruits flipping from Oklahoma to USC, how do you do that? Like, what if Lincoln Riley leaves Oklahoma in 3 years to go to the NFL? Like, that could happen.
Yeah,
that's not out of the realm of possibility.
Nope.
It's mind blowing. I don't understand it.
Yeah, there needs to be some sort of, I guess, embargo is like the best. Like, there needs to be some type of hold for it's like a free agency. Like, go to the free agency during the off season. Don't make that decision mid championship weekend, because that's ridiculous. Like, go have a contract conversation with him after the games, because maybe that could change your mind if he did absolutely horrible.
Right?
They don't know. They only know his past. Didn't know his future. I mean, didn't know his present.
Now, Mike, you would think Brian Kelly, let's say you're a college coach and you go to talk to your team and say that you're leaving for a new school. It's probably a long conversation you have, right?
Yeah.
Right. How much time would you spend talking to your team, thanking them, trying to help them understand the decision?
I'm sure. Okay. So in that scenario, because I was trying to put myself in that scenario, I would say 3 hours, because you literally grew these kids starting from first year. You recruited these people, and then you even recruited the following people. So I'd say a good 3 hours, and even that, like, even follow ups with like meetings. You gotta be shitting me.
4 minutes.
What?
I think it was like 4 minutes and like 18 seconds. No, someone recorded it, and I didn't watch it because I was just so mad. He talked to them for a solid, not even 5 minutes.
I don't know why I'm getting so emotional. I'm like, I put myself in that scenario of like students that I have mentored for 4 years, for 4 minutes of saying goodbye. Holy shit. This man did not. It's the money. They're 100%. It's the money. It is the money. It was not the students. Oh my gosh.
He was the winningest head coach
right now.
He was the winningest head coach in Notre Dame history. He's been there for over 10 years. Is anyone surprised? No, because he did the exact same thing in Cincinnati when he went to Notre Dame. And yeah, he probably had job security for the rest of his life. And now he's going to LSU, a place where I could see him getting fired in less than 5 years if he doesn't start to perform right away. Yeah, bad luck.
I'm not even frustrated with the fact of his winningness. I'm more frustrated with the fact of like how he was a coach for a group of guys who probably, the guys depended on him so much to be a mentor, an advisor, just a life coach in general. And you leave him in 4 minutes and 16 seconds?
Yeah. Yep. It's tough.
Oh my God.
So they ended up promoting the defensive coordinator head coach.
Saw that.
And did you see the video of the players just losing their minds because they were so happy?
I did not, but I will look after it.
It was the athletic director was in the locker room. Then he's like, "I'd like to introduce your new head coach," and he walked out, and the players just went nuts.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So congratulations to him.
Yes.
Brian Kelly. Frick off.
Tigers. Go Tigers.
Go Tigers.
Go Tigers.
And that will conclude the sports topics we have for you all today. It is time for a segment that I did skip, but it's back in the rotation. It is Would You Rather. And Mike, I have a lot today. Oh, it looks like Mike is texting in the middle of the podcast. Okay.
Oh. Wow.
It's a joke.
Business stuff. It's business
correct.
stuff.
You're correct. It is a business text.
Business stuff.
It is. That is correct. Yeah, so I have a lot of, I would say these are all pretty serious ones on the serious side today. So let's dive into it. Would you rather be feared by all or loved by all?
Wow, starting off with a hard one.
Mm-hmm. Real quick before we give our answers.
Yeah.
Good old Michael Scott. Both. I want people to be afraid of how much they love me.
But that's not how the game works. Damn. I probably love.
Yeah.
But like, I know how that gets hairy though.
How so?
Because what if you don't want somebody to love you that much?
Well, I think there's different types of love. I think it's not just like there's people that I love that I don't necessarily talk to every day, things of that nature.
What is love?
Right. There's people that I love that I talk to every single day. There's people that I love that I see every day. Correct. Right.
Wink, wink.
So I think I wouldn't want people to fear me because then I feel like they couldn't like come to me about stuff. Like I want people to feel like they can come to me about anything. So I would rather them all love me.
I guess I'm just very cynical. I thought, ooh, maybe fear would have been better, but yeah.
Oh, there's some other cynical ones we'll get to. Don't worry. Don't worry. This one makes you think.
Okay.
Would you rather sell all of your possessions or sell one of your organs?
Organs.
Correct, but why?
Because probably somebody needs it more than I do.
Excuse me. Yeah, my thought was I'm pretty sure you can survive with only one kidney.
Yep.
So you just sell your other kidney and you're good. You just profit. How much does a kidney go for?
I don't know. Actually.
Don't Google that. No, don't.
How?
Don't know if you should Google this.
Does a kidney cost?
I'm gonna say it's got to be 10 grand.
If you want to legally sell your heart. Oh, wait, no, what? No, I want my heart.
What? I'm not trying
How much does a kidney cost illegally? Kidneys.
Yeah, sure.
$200,000.
Oh, gee. Okay, I might do that right now just to pay off my college loans. Yeah, think about it. If you sell all of your possessions, like you're going to have a lot of money.
Yeah.
But then you got to buy everything back, and that's just a pain in the ass.
Again, this is a lot of material things, and you can find happiness without material things, but you also need material things to live. Like, you need a toothbrush, you need food, you need a nice bed, or at least some type of toilet paper.
Yep.
Apparently, there's a diaper shortage happening, too, so I feel bad for all the soon-to-be or current mothers and fathers.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Mike, would you rather be famous when you are alive and forgotten when you die, or unknown when you are alive but famous after you die?
Unknown but famous after I die.
Ooh, I would tend to disagree, but I would like to hear your thoughts.
That's very muddled because how could you be famous when it's the unknown? Like, I think being unknown is less attention, and having that opportunity to be unknown and doing something that will eventually make you famous, I think it just shows a little bit more appreciation than like being famous the entire time you're alive, but then when you're dead, no one cares about you. Like, I think we had this discussion before. Don't worry about anybody who shows up to your birthday party. Worry about who shows up to your funeral.
So my question is, how unknown are you? Like, are you completely unknown? Or like, do you just have like a few friends or things like that? Because why I went with the other way is I'd rather get to know as many people as I can and try to affect as many people as I can while I live. And then when I die, I can't obviously affect those people anymore.
But you can still impact people while being unknown.
I think that's my question, is really how unknown am I?
I considered it the masses. Like famous masses, unknown masses. So like, yeah, granted, you could probably know a few people, but because aren't we just unknown generally? Until somebody knows us. Let's get all philosophical here. Like, dude, people with this podcast.
Crazy.
Oh shit. I gotta bleep this show out 3 times now. Holy shit. Like, technically, we're an unknown podcast until somebody finds our podcast.
Correct.
Just putting that scenario out there.
Food for thought. Would you rather have a horrible job but be able to retire comfortably in 10 years, or have your dream job but have to work until the day you die? This is simple.
Dream job until the day I die.
That is incorrect.
Nope.
No, that is no.
Choose
I'm not
job,
working.
Choose a job you love. That way you'll never work a day in your life.
Yeah, but think about it, when you're like 75, I just want to be on the beach.
It's called vacation.
Right, I want to be on the beach every single day of my life.
Tomato, tomato.
I don't know. I feel like I would rather go through hell for 10 years and then be able to do whatever I wanted for the rest of my life with wife and kids and family and friends, than be able to have a vacation once every 3 months and have to go to work. I mean, obviously, I would rather have a job that I love. That's not what I'm saying. But in this scenario, 10 years will go by quicker than you think.
I feel like you would get old, not old, but like you would get old of the idea of being retired very early on in your life.
Ooh, disagree. I would retire right now if I could.
I have seen it from personal experience in the 2 years that I've worked professionally.
I would like to see that experience before I make that decision. I have 3 more. This one is phenomenal.
This is a stumper.
Would you rather have the power to gently nudge anyone's decisions or have complete puppet master control of 5 people? I'm going to go first here.
Yeah, go for it.
I'm going to say gently nudge anyone's decisions because I don't trust myself as a puppet master of my own body, let alone 5 other people.
Yeah, the nudge, because you have an opportunity to persuade more people than just the puppet mastery of 5. Because what if you run into a scenario where that is outside your circle of 5?
Right. And it doesn't have to be big stuff. It could be like, I want to go to Moe's. I want to go to Chipotle. Nudge them. Hey, let's go to Moe's.
Let's go to Moe's.
Boom. Right. As every decision should be, let's go to Moe's.
Let's go to Moe's.
Would you rather... Oh, I'm going to save that one for last because that one could end the podcast. Would you rather be born again in a totally different life or born again with all the knowledge you have right now?
Oh, that's scary. I'd say born again with all the knowledge.
I agree.
That's scary, though.
No, it's scary because no one's ever done it.
Because, like, could you imagine... just put in a scenario. Like, our immaturity back in, like, grade school, high school, and college, could you imagine actually being the knowledge of maturity? And, like, 3rd grade, like, these... I'm just going to use this really dumb scenario, but, like dating in, like, 3rd grade... Like, it'd be like, I'm not interested. And everybody's like, this guy's weird. And then, like, you think to yourself being like, why am I weird? I'm just going to wait until this person actually is going to be mature enough. And it's just,
right.
Yeah.
Sup, baby? Take me out to dinner.
Hey, yo.
Yeah, I agree. You could just, honestly, I don't even know what you do. That's the cool part.
And then you could save so that way you're not in debt. You have to remember. I could probably say anybody who's listening, there's probably one time you were handed a large sum of money and you spent it all without even saving it.
Yeah. And honestly, I wouldn't want to be born into a different life. I like my life.
I like my life.
All right, Mike, this could end the podcast. This could end our friendship.
The last time with the money.
Yes, it's similar. Okay. Would you rather snitch on your best friend for a crime they committed or go to jail for the crime they committed? And I'm not saying a word until you go first.
How about this?
No, answer the question.
Nope. Okay, so say the scenario one more time. The first option is number 1. The first option is number 2.
Snitch on your best friend for a crime they committed or go to jail for the crime they committed.
Okay. You're going to put your finger up on the count of 3. Which choice you did? Ready?
That's not fair.
Yes, it is.
All right.
Ready?
Mm-hmm.
So I'll say 1, 2, 3, show on show.
Okay.
Ready?
Okay.
1, 2, 3, show.
Yeah. Okay. Listen, I would not fare well in jail. Neither of us would fare well in jail.
So for those who are listening, we would snitch on our best friend
Correct.
for them to go to jail.
Correct. Because you know why? We wouldn't go to jail, but snitches get stitches. So we get ours in the end somehow. I like to think that if we reported each other to jail, and let's say we went to jail for a week, let's say this right now. If I ever report you to jail, or you ever report me to jail, let's just say like a month or less, the deal is we have to meet the other person coming out of the jail. The person in jail punches a square in the face.
Oh, I was going to say I would help you get out, not help you get out legally.
No, I think you legally, because then you're both going to end up back in jail, probably. Because let's be real, we can't break anyone out of prison. So I think for reparation of sending them to jail, maybe not punch in the face, maybe they get the kicky in the nuts.
Tase me. Don't tase me, bro.
I'll just close my eyes. You get one free shot, either the face or the nuts.
Why are you saying that I'm the first one to go to jail?
Or
vice versa.
You close your eyes.
How about I take you to dinner?
I think that's fair.
Come on, you don't want a steak dinner? Could you imagine getting jail? Listen, I watched 60 Days In. That's another Netflix show that everybody should watch. I've watched 60 Days In. The food, absolutely crap. I feel like you would be more tempted for a steak. What if I told you, Texas Roadhouse, you can eat whatever you want?
All right, yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, Texas Roadhouse. Okay. I will foot the bill.
Okay, I'm in. That works. How about neither of us just goes to jail?
You really thought I was going to vouch for you and go to jail myself? Absolutely not.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. As you shouldn't.
If you can't do the time, don't do the crime. Okay, time's up.
The best. And that is Would You Rather.
Oh, wow, Matt. Well, for one final thing, actually, first of all, thank you all so much for listening. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe and the resubscribe and the follow and the like and a follow and a swipe right, left. I don't even know what those things are anymore because we're both taken.
Nope. Delete.
Whatever way is the positive one. Delete. You can find all of our social media at solo.to/funnybusiness. We got a lot of cool things coming up in the next few weeks. So be sure to keep an eye out for that. One story I wanted to share before I had to mention it. Matt, I was running a table today at work where there's a bunch of students that usually go by, and there was free cookies at the table.
The best.
And I was working at another table. I said, "Oh, do you want a free cookie?" He goes, "No." I'm like, "How could you deny a free cookie?" And he goes, "I'm full." Gut reaction, said it out loud. "Hi, I'm Mike. Nice to meet you."
Yeah, that's a high quality dad joke.
So that's my dad joke for the day. Mr. Matthew, what is your advice for the good people for the week?
I have great advice. Just try something new. Like, just try something new. Go out of your comfort zone. I don't know why you're laughing. Yeah, just try something new. Like, there's always new experiences out there to try, new things, but go outside your comfort zone. For example, this weekend, I'm not a big roller coaster guy. April is taking me to Hershey Park for the first time ever. Probably going to try some roller coaster. Absolutely not. I'm going to try.
No. That's how you get used to the rest of them. The Super Duper Looper was the first roller coaster in Hershey Park and in the world that had a loop in the roller coaster. That's one loop. The rest of it is just the roller coaster.
We will see. But I'm going to try new things. So try new things, people. It doesn't have to be, an experience, or just try new things. Whatever you want.
I actually got. I will challenge myself next week. So once this episode hits the next week, Jenna got me just a lot of great gifts. Let me tell you. She got me this koozie, which I absolutely adore. She got me an Anchorman game, which I'll show you after the recording.
Okay.
The third thing that she got me, which I was cracking up, but I was like, you know what? I said, I'm really excited to try this. She got me a I don't know how to cook book.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So I'm going to flip through it. I'm going to see what I can make for the week. But it's super, super simplified for a bunch of things that I'm really excited. I'm really excited. At first I was like, haha, very funny. I know how to make dinner. And I'm flipping through. I'm like, these things aren't that bad. So
that's awesome.
Meatloaf's in there.
Meatloaf. Do you consider meatloaf to be Italian?
I don't even want to get into this, Matt. You've already brought this up. I know.
Next, take it then.
No, because we already know the answers. We're not supposed to know what everybody's choices are and take it.
True. But yeah, so try new things. That's all there is to it.
Awesome. Yeah, a couple good things coming up. Make sure you tell somebody that you love them. And
yes, that's a big one as well.
Till the next time, we'll see you all in the next episode.
Stay safe, everyone.